Apparently this crank shouldn't be locked. I don't know why yet. Apparently this crank shouldn't be locked. I don't know why yet.
When the electronegativity difference is small, then the molecule is considered non-polar covalent, although we have not...
Ooh, electric eel! I hope you turn the tables on that guy on stage. Electric phrenology apparatus. I really want to know what that monkey does when they turn it on. On second thought, no, I don't. I really don't.
That compound is still very ionic. When a compound is formed from small therapy markers of non-polar, that compound is still...
It's a prop door, but it works.
Hydrogen is often an exception. It is often considered a non-metal bonding.
Okay, I've separated the door from the flat. It was loose anyway. It would have fallen off in the middle of someone's dramatic exit.
Atoms present in the arrangement of atoms in the molecule. Electronegativity differences are very much. One is considered ionic. Electrons are completely transferred from an atom to another. When the electronegativity difference is intermediate, the bond is considered polar covalent, and regions of partial oxygen, partially charges are formed.
More bad news. The snow is piling up. It's blocking the doors. And those carriages are all crowding around the theatre entrance. They'd be overrun with people in no time. Officer, we're in danger.
Where are you from?
Sir? Officer? Why are the carriages so close to the doors?
The drivers make more tips when their patrons don't have to wait in the snow. I'd get it sorted, but I can't be outside in this weather, not dressed as I am.
The demonstration is unsafe. Electricity is flying everywhere.
Ah, I'm sure your little bird friend will protect you. Don't you worry.
Snow is blocking the exits. People will be crushed trying to get out.
Oh, no. She won't listen to the likes of me.
You can't order her to do it?
Talk to the charwoman. It's her job to clear the snow.
We have to move those carriages away from the exits. What if there's a fire?
But I don't have me cold weather gear tonight. It's a fair point, miss.
Have you seen a man here wearing dark glasses?
I believe I have. Elegant chap. Don't know where he went. Friend of yours?
Relatively speaking. I'm an actress. I live on stage.
Maybe you shouldn't be out here where the public can see you. Ruins the mystery.
I'm Swiss. Grüezi.
There's no help for that, miss. Go on then, back to the Alps with you. I'm here strictly to see the dignitaries safely to their carriages.
The future?
You science enthusiasts say the oddest things. Time travelers, you say? Ha! There's a proper turn of phrase.
You mean there have been other time travelers here? Is there any way to end the show early?
Not a chance, Pete, but I know just how you feel. I was a looker in me prime too. How the lads lined up just to walk me home after work.
Have you seen a tall man here wearing dark spectacles? He might have been dressed a bit oddly, like me.
I can't say as I have, dearie. I've a sharp eye for the odd customer.
If there's a fire, people will be trapped by those doors.
Well, them's the risks, ain't they? If it's not fire, it's famine or a tempest in it.
Why did you let it pile up?
Manager says wait for further orders. I waits for further orders. You won't catch me fishing for extra chores.
What do you need to make you clear that snow?
Orders from management. Who else?
Management?
The Lord Muck himself, sitting pretty as you like in his fancy backstage office.
I'm an actress.
I thought as much. It explains why you're running around in your undergarments. And your scandalous hair.
These aren't undergarments, they're pants.
Pants? Go tell it to Clark Circus. I heard they were hiring clowns.
I'm an animal trainer. Look at my remarkable bird.
No. My last puppet show was a complete flop. Modern audiences want spectacle.
I'm from the future. I come to you with a terrible warning.
I'm afraid you've made a mistake. Auditions for the play are tomorrow.
No, I really am from the future. We have space stations and the internet and a cure for polio.
Very convincing, but I don't even make the casting decisions.
I'm worried about that monkey. He shouldn't be locked in a machine.
Well, that's Darwinism, isn't it? He should have evolved if he wanted to be in charge.
That is a complete misrepresentation of the theory of evolution.
I expect you're a very popular little lady talking like that, particularly amongst the lads. If it makes you feel any better, you can give him this banana.
The lobby doors are blocked. Order someone to clear the snow.
Why, you impertinent snipe! I'll thank you to leave these premises at once.
There's going to be a fire. Please. You must end the show and evacuate the theater.
Ha! And refund everyone's tickets? I think not.
This exhibition is dangerous. Bare electricity is flying everywhere.
Ridiculous, my dear. You display all the scientific understanding of a scullery maid.
When the electromagnetic differences intermediate, the bond is considered polar covalent, and regions of partial positive, partially charges when the electromagnetic perception is often considered a non-metal bonding. The percent ionic character of bond is dependent on the differences in electronegatives of the atoms present and the arrangement of these atoms in the molecule. With electronegative,
It's always wise to have an umbrella in London.
a bond is considered ionic. The electrons are completely transferred from one atom to another. When the electronegativity difference is intermediate, the bond is considered
Sorry, mister. It's for the good of your theater.
Oh, my trousers! My beautiful tailored trousers! If the missus smells liquor on me again, I've got to get this clean. Wardrobe! Lock up the office, little girl.
Yes, sir.
cover these concepts. Strengths can be
It doesn't look like it fits him.
on the periodic table. When a compound is formed,
That's a pen and paper. That's just what I need. I'll order that charwoman to clear off all the snow blocking the entrance.
non-metal, that compound is
That's a stamp of his signature.
compound is formed from elements all within the p markers. Non-metal, that compound is typically covalent. Hydrogen is often an exception. It is often considered a non-metal. Electronegatives
Lobby Bobby. Compliments of the management.
No, much obliged.
He said it was time to move those carriages from the doors.
He's got a fair point. Right, you lot, clear out! None of your grumbling. You know the law.
Here, orders from the manager.
Well, there's a real man for ya. Orders me out in the wind and snow whilst he sits smacking his lips in a cosy office. That's his stamp, all right. Here, take me keys and don't go losing them. One of the actresses locked herself in a dressing room again, I expect. I'll tend to the snow and who'll tend me aching back, I wonder. And me a war widow.
Done. I'll take these and give him a chance to escape. Done. Pipes from the monkey machine backstage. That takes care of the smoke. Time to snuff out the furnace. These furnaces are old and falling apart. This place must have flooded recently.
Well observed, Nat Thomas. There's even a ring of mold around the walls.
This wheel opens the gate, but it hasn't been used in a while. Perfect! perfect ramp. That releases coal from the bin. Let's flood the room. That'll put the boilers out for good. There's your cue, go! I almost forgot. My father must be in this crowd. Father?
Bravo, Anna. An exceedingly brilliant debut.
But what?
Wasn't it fun, child? Oh, I so hope you enjoyed it.
Enjoyed what? Almost getting killed?
You've altered destiny, my darling. Pretty dope, as I do believe they say in your era. But this was only a taste. If you learn well, you will experience the power to compass any future to an absolute certainty.
I don't understand any of this.
No matter. For the time being, you only really need to understand one thing. How to get back.
Father, what are you doing?
Showing you what it means to master destiny. I wrote the book, and in the book, this theater burns down.
A mirror is always backward. A mirror is always backward. A mirror is always backward. A mirror is always backward.
Show me, Darwin. Find a mirror.
Behind the trousers. Risk Atlas.
The what?
Risk Atlas.
You were right, Darwin. A mirror is always backward.
Anna! Anna, is that you down there?
Darwin, we need to hide. If she finds us down here, she'll go crazy. Okay, more crazy.
Max, what is this place? Max, if it's you down there, please say something.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. We're trapped up here.
Darwin and this log are old friends.
Max! Anna?
Anna, are you there?
Shh! Now's not the time. Thomas? Are you there? It's okay to talk now.
Anna, are you safe?
Yes, I'm back at the lab. I stopped the theater fire, but then my father started it again.
I fear the worst, Anna. It sounds like he's using Edgar's Risk Atlas.
Is Edgar's Risk Atlas dangerous?
It allowed Edgar to see too far into time, and that changed him deeply. He became untethered to the people and the places he once cared for.
Untethered? Do you think that's already happened to my father?
Not yet. Your father is still talking to you. But Edgar abandoned me to this asylum, knowing that I dreaded each day for fear he was out there somewhere, orchestrating some terrible event merely to torment me.
I can't believe your own son would do that.
I blame myself for what he became. I only wanted all the Elsies of the world to be safe from harm. But I understood the destructive power of my invention too late.
Who is Elsie, Thomas?
Why, my daughter, of course.
I didn't know you had a daughter. Was she good at science like the Eberlin men?
Potentially better. She had... Anna, I'm fading again. But I want so much to see you in person. I think it might be possible.
Anna, first, it's imperative that you find a Tantalite.
A Tantalite what? I've lost him.
Hello, Nut Thomas.
Darwin! How many others are traveling through time?
Darwin doesn't know. He was just resumed to life today.
Yes, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm getting a little resumed too. Why did my father want to burn the place down?
Perhaps to impress upon her the complexity of risk.
Well, she's impressed. And not just with the complexity of risk. What happened? Did the theater really burn down? Or was that a nightmare?
If it was in the book, it really happened.
What's in the center of the room?
Darwin doesn't know. It used to be the azimuth projector.
What are these pipes on the walls?
Not pipes, projectors.
Azimuth projectors?
Ambro-type projectors.
Nice going, Thomas. I'm officially confused. What about this room?
This is the azimuth projection room. Unless it's not.
No riddles, Darwin. Tell me the truth.
Thomas says truth is for philosophers. Scientists only want facts.
Where should I look for it?
That was a hundred and many Eberlings ago.
Is it a crystal?
Topaz, onyx, topaz, amethyst. Darwin has no idea.
Do you know what a tantalite is?
Tantalite is...
Wasn't there something about it in Edgar's lab notes?
Find a tantalite.
A whole bunch of big glass slides.
The correct term is ambrotypes.
Thank you, Darwin. I appreciate you trying to help me develop a 19th century vocabulary. My great times 3 grandfather. Something's odd about that painting. Purple checked coat, blue striped bird. I don't think so. Green book with circles, red rose. Strange details. Purple checked coat. I've seen that recently. I've seen a green book like that somewhere. Makes sense. A bird could have blue stripes. A red rose. Logical. The symbols match the ones on the ceiling. It controls something, but what? I think it controls whatever's in the center of this room. I think it controls whatever's in the center of this room. There's a compartment at the base. I see lots of dusty old notebooks, some old machine parts, and something more useful. A new risk atlas.
So, that's where that Mark III went.
It's got a slot like the one on the risk atlas. It looks like a perfectly ordinary lead box. Minimal risk. This must be the lead box that Edgar's research note mentions. An oversized mazer inside. Way too big for a risk atlas. What's this? A movie? You must be Elsie. Look at that, Darwin. She was far more of a risk taker than I am. Oh no! The sinking of the SS Taranga Maru off the Strait of Malacca, 1918. Tramp steamer bound for Singapore. All hands lost.
mean to disobey my orders?
No, sir. It's just that we're bearing directly into a squall, sir. And a hair raiser from the looks of it. Most of our crew is sick with something, and you don't look so well yourself.
Those lubbers will come through all right. Never you mind about that. As for me, I could pilot this ship with half my wits. We've got to cut through that storm to avoid the German warships patrolling the straits.
What warships? We've received no reports that I'm aware of. These evasive maneuvers are wasting fuel, and with so many sick, a direct course for Singapore may be our only chance.
15 ships lost this month.
All in the East China Sea, sir. None this far south.
Otto's out there, sure as I'm the captain of this vessel. South by southeast, Unger, and look sharp, or it's the brig, and no bones about it.
All right, sir. South by southwest it is.
With communications out, there's no way to get weather warnings or to call for Uh-oh. The ship's dangerously low on fuel. On our present course, we're going to be stranded in the middle of nowhere.
The ship is turning. Who authorized this, Unger? Who are you?
I'm Ana Eberlin.
Eberlin? Are you a German spy?
No, I'm Swiss.
A Swiss spy? Did you sabotage the radio?
I just got here.
Not Thomas. That is... She most definitely.
No, I did not.
Enough of this! Unger, take the spy to the brig. And her claptrap bird, too.
Okay, I am going to take a moment to panic inside and freak out.
Understood.
Done. Let's escape. Interesting. What's the risk up there? Ah, see there? The center section is rusted out. A network of solid pipes. This is perfect leverage. Got it. Darwin, fly back into the ship somewhere and pick the lock on this door. Let's hope the lock isn't British.
But the lightning is looking for Darwin.
Do the best you can. Wait for a break in the storm.
American lock. Very friendly.
Ha! Nice one, Dad. I was expecting smuggled arms or 1,000 tons of dynamite. Not donkeys.
German gunship, strangers, saboteurs, and now a spy on board!
Captain's coming. Hide behind that hay bale. Go.
Search the hold, sailor. We have a spy on the loose. Escaped from the brig.
She's right there, Captain. This spy. I couldn't leave my post, so I was keeping her here for you.
Ack!
Good work. Take Miss Mata Hari here back to the brig and lock it tight.
Well, that didn't go so well, did it?
At the risk of sounding blunt, no, it did not.
Whoa, that small bottle is trouble.
Careful not, Thomas. It's probably a poison or a corrosive.
A corrosive, huh? There's a shelf behind those boxes. Let's see what we've got to work with.
Caution not, Thomas.
What? What's wrong? Darwin, stay back. I don't want to spill any on you. Really hope we don't get hit by a wave. Okay, hold my breath. Wow, that was amazing. You'd make a great burglar, Darwin. Did Thomas teach you that?
Thomas taught Darwin everything, not Thomas.
Interesting. That single donkey over there isn't a risk, but this large group of donkeys is. Does that mean donkeys are dangerous in gangs? Don't think I'll be taking this one home to meet Mother.
Hey, you a stowaway? 'Cause Captain don't like stowaways.
Captain doesn't seem to like much of anything.
Captain's sick. Everyone's sick on this ship, except me. Sent me down here with these stinking beasts as punishment. But now I'm the one who's got the better of it.
Good evening, or possibly good morning. What did you do to get sent below deck?
I was the third assistant engineer. I fell asleep on watch.
You should think of a better story to impress the ladies.
Well, get back to me when you're a full-grown lady. And I've had a few.
Okay, then. How long have you been sailing?
4 years on the Exeter out of Shanghai. All peaches compared to this infernal tramp. Signed on to this particular doomsday voyage not more than 2 weeks ago.
Where are you from?
I don't talk about my old life except with my friends. And my friends play checkers.
I can't play a game of checkers with this ship about to sink.
Suit yourself.
Does the captain come down here often?
Hardly ever. He used to play checkers with me. Then he started talking to the donkeys. Now he's took to drinking and steering us to our graves.
Maybe someone else should assume command.
Crew'd be with him if someone's got belly enough to try. But with Captain mad as a March hare and locking people up left and right. Say, better not let him catch you. No chance to swim for it if you're locked up.
What's wrong with the captain? It's more than just a fever, isn't it?
But with all that hooch in his gullet, used to be a Navy officer. A regular spit and shine type.
You mean alcohol?
Alcohol. That's a pretty word for it.
Why are all the donkeys huddled on one side?
They were getting wet on the other side.
But it's not any drier on this side.
You might want to tell them that. Maybe they'll listen to reason.
What do you usually use to coax donkeys?
Donkeys can't resist the sweet stuff. But I ran out of all my treats. And I ain't leaving the hold with all them sick topsiders.
How about dispersing those donkeys more evenly? They're making the whole ship lean over.
Storm's got 'em all spooked. They ain't gonna budge, not without some coaxing.
Why do you report me to the captain?
Don't take it personal. Captain catches you stowed away, you get the brig. He catches me lying, I get the lash. You didn't get the brig?
Me? I'm just a kid. Open porthole. My knowledge of Japanese is limited to video games and anime. Empty cabins, nothing of use.
Don't come too close, young lady. These men are all sick.
Everyone needs to be on the alert. This is germ warfare. The ship is infested with spies.
The captain's coming. Hide under the stairs.
Doctor, I'm ordering all the ship's crew to keep their eyes open for spies.
Spies? But this is a cargo ship.
I warned you they were coming. I locked one in the brig, and she escaped once already.
She?
Disguised as a boy, wearing a red cloak. Looks like her hair was cut by wolves.
I've seen no one disguised as a boy.
And how do I know you're not a spy, too?
With all these men sick, I wouldn't have the time.
Well, stay vigilant. And get these sailors back on their feet. I need to man battle stations. Attack is imminent.
He is steering this ship into a storm. He thinks we're being pursued by German warships.
There haven't been any German warships in the South China Sea for 2 years.
This is worse than I thought.
If only I could relieve him of his duties.
Mutiny?
Oh, no. They hang men for that. I can't imagine what they do to a woman. But if I could prove scientifically that the captain is unfit for duty, he could be relieved of his command. Unfortunately, I need to attend to these men.
What do you need to prove him unfit, theoretically?
Theoretically, I need at least 2 things. 1, written evidence of a change in the captain's mental state. We must prove this is not his normal style of command. 2, a blood sample. I can study it and see if it proves the captain is too sick to exercise proper judgment.
You need evidence in writing and a blood sample to remove the captain?
That's right. I can't leave my patients.
What is it with this captain? Is he crazy or something?
It's likely he also has this influenza. The fever can cause delusions. He should relinquish command until he recovers, but he refuses to even discuss it.
Who brought it aboard?
I examined everyone before the voyage began, and they all had a clean bill of health.
Who brought it? Are there any medicines that can help?
There might be something to ease their symptoms on board, but all the medicines are locked away at the moment.
Why are the medicines locked up?
The captain requisitioned the storage room to use as a brig for anyone who dares to speak against him. The medicines are there.
If I get you your medicines, will you help me relieve the captain of his duties?
To the extent of the law.
Aren't you wondering who I am?
I don't have time to wonder. You seem to be the least of our troubles.
Aren't women doctors unusual in 1980 these days?
Women weren't even permitted to practice medicine in Japan until 1912. Now we have our own school in Tokyo.
How did you get to be the ship's doctor? As a woman, I mean.
When the captain wired my hospital requesting a medical officer, he simply assumed female physicians didn't exist. When he found out he was wrong, it was too late to get a replacement.
What's your lifeboat situation?
The captain cut them all loose this morning. He claimed German spies were hiding in them.
You should make preparations to abandon ship. The ship is headed into a storm and we're almost out of fuel.
That's distressing news. But until I hear the order, I've got to help the sick.
A stack of gauze masks. I need one in case I get close to someone sick.
They'll find us out. Nowhere's safe.
Strange. Why is that dangerous? Uh-oh. Interesting. This new mazer shows the risk of people, too.
Mutiny, punished by...
Interesting. This new mazer shows the risk of... With communications out, there's no way to get weather warnings or to call for help.
Got a Swiss accent. A Swiss female accent.
The captain's awfully concerned about that thing. Darwin, what is that?
The nautical term is binnacle. It holds the ship's compass.
I see a little glass bottle and metal jars set to trap anyone reaching inside. Now, if I hold the jars, reverse the pin inside and move the spring here, I've reversed the trigger for the booby trap. Let's hope this works.
That stranger warned me. Ow! Son of a... Spies! Just worse than I thought. I'll lock them all up. Strangers like a ghost. Here and not traitorous one if I have to. They'll never follow. The stranger knew about the warships. Never been sick a day in my life.
He'll just throw me in the brig. Actually, that can help me. Hey! Hey, Captain Crackers! Here I am! Free as a bird!
What is happening, Unger? The spy. The sniveling Swiss female spy! Arrest her! And Unger, this time, the little scruff stays arrested. The Straits are a minefield.
Pills. Lots of pills. There's nothing inside I can use. Nothing to do now but wait for Darwin.
Well, if it isn't our little feathered friend.
Begging your pardon, is Mr. Unger addressing Darwin?
Yes, Mr. Unger is. If Darwin's your name. And I'm afraid you'll have no luck this time.
No luck?
No one gets in and no one gets out. Not as long as I'm standing here.
But the captain is calling for Mr. Unger on the deck.
Nice try for a bag of bolts, but the captain gave me strict orders. I'll be in the brig myself if that Swiss spy gets out again.
This might sound forward, but isn't guard duty a demotion for a first mate?
Save it, Whirligig. The captain put me here only because the crew is sick.
Perhaps Mr. Unger will be sick soon also.
Oh, no you don't. It's just the hay for the donkeys. I'm allergic to hay. Achoo! No. You're wrong, Rattlegears. No.
Apologies, good sir. Darwin sees he is busy with important ship's business.
Who? Me? What's it to you?
It's nothing to Darwin, he assures him. It's just that he wanted to ask him a favor.
You talk funny, even for a gadget.
Thank you, good sir. As does the good sir. Even for a human.
So what is this favor you're asking?
He was hoping the good sir would kindly place some hay in the corridor. Mr. Unger would be highly appreciative.
I might, but on one condition.
And what would that be?
I'm tired of playing checkers by myself.
Darwin's move, humble apologies. But the good sir did ask.
How much hay do you want?
The donkey monkey man kept his promise. Why is Mr. Unger not affected? There's too much fresh air in the corridor. Yes, closing this will exacerbate Mr. Unger's hay fever.
You, don't touch that.
If Mr. Unger wishes the porthole open, he may open it himself.
I can't. I can't leave my post.
Doctor? Sato, the hay has made Mr. Unger unwell.
Mr. Unger?
Oh, no. I'm not sick. It's that bird, that confounded contraption. Achoo! Achoo!
Sneezing?
He's going to pick the lock. He's going to set her free.
And coughing? You're relieved of duty, Mr. Unger. Report downstairs immediately for an examination.
But...
Doctor's orders.
Now is Darwin's chance.
You are the cleverest bird I have ever known.
Compliment accepted.
I brought you the medicine.
Perfect. Oh, no.
What?
They can't help the men at this point. The pills are placebos.
Hey, I got you a mask for the smell.
Ain't you a sweetheart? I won't smell those dirty asses no more.
Now do me a favor. Close those portholes.
Only 'cause you asked so pretty.
Big cute ears. Big bad stench. Interesting. That single donkey over there isn't a risk, but this large group of donkeys is. Does that mean donkeys are dangerous in gangs? Here, sweet treats for your donkey. The donkey group made a mess of that area. It's almost like the donkeys were guarding something. There's something hidden in the hay. It's a book. A logbook. The captain's logbook. It shows he was healthy at the start of the voyage. You can watch him descend into madness.
Ghost spies sent to drive my crew insane. I should burn this, I know. But I'll recover my senses, and I'll want a record of my tribulations.
I got a blood sample.
Yes, I see. Well done.
Does the blood sample prove he's sick?
Yes. And with the logbook you found, we have enough evidence.
Evidence that the captain went mad.
Thank you. This is important.
Unger! Unger, listen to me! You and that fool doctor are traitors! You're dead! Do you hear me? Dead! Even if you survive the German attack, you'll both hang for this! Unger!
I've got to change course for Singapore right away. Oh!
Congratulations, Anna. You're a genuine talent. All you have to do now is turn the ship and you're home free. Are you sure you want to do that, Anna?
Why wouldn't I be sure?
Many lives depend on the decision you make.
Full speed! North by northeast!
You haven't done your homework.
How can you stand by and watch people die?
Over the next 2 years, more than 50 million people are going to die from the Spanish flu pandemic. And this ship is infested with it.
Did you infect them?
I understand. You're still upset about the theater. Upset enough to think me capable of such an act.
Will sinking this ship stop the flu?
It will stop it in Singapore this winter during this war. That's already a great accomplishment.
Can we bring back a cure from the future?
The 1918 strain has no vaccine.
We're scientists! We have a lab!
We'd need 1,000 years and 1,000 lives to rid the world of every risk.
How do you know, Father?
Your risk atlas is a toy next to mine. I could see it all. Deep into the past and far into the future. It's a tremendous responsibility and perhaps a terrible, terrible burden. Very special people can live with this.
What was that?
Let's call it another lesson in saving lives using the risk atlas.
Saving lives?
Choosing who lives and who dies is not so simple as you suppose, my child. Sometimes, to save thousands of lives, one must sacrifice a small few.
Is that smoke? You sabotaged this ship?
This is a plague ship. If it reaches port in Singapore, 43,218 people will die who otherwise wouldn't. That's 43,218 lives in the single turn of a wheel. So you see, I have... You have the moral responsibility to stop it.
You're really scaring me now, Father. Can't we just go back home and stop all this nonsense about the risk atlas?
There is no hope for the likes of us, Anna.
Is this really happening?
You're finally starting to understand the implications, child.
Why is the future our responsibility? Thomas told me about Edgar. The power of the risk atlas changed him. I'm worried the same thing is happening to you.
You've been talking to Thomas somehow, but you don't understand. I'm afraid Thomas never recovered from the loss of his daughter. He's no longer in possession of his proper faculties. His own son had to send him away.
That can't be true.
I'm sorry, Anna, but it's time you knew the family secrets. He's quite hopeless. Like this ship.
But what about the people who aren't sick?
You will get sick trying to rescue them.
What about all those donkeys?
Anna, you're stalling now.
The doctor. Can we at least take her?
She's sick too. In 3 days.
There must be another way.
There is no other way for us. That is what I'm trying to teach you. I know this is hard for you, Anna, but I assure you, it's too late for heroics. Save yourself.
Darwin, remind me to get one of those. This is tragic, but there's nothing I can do. I need to find a mirror.
Abandoned ship! Miss, you first.
No, take the sick. Help me move them. Put these on. Take the crates from the brig.
Oh, let him out for God's sakes.
The hold's flooded!
Go out the portholes.
Warships! I told you!
Captain, this way.
I go down with my
Won't
ship!
fit.
Anna. Did someone see Anna? Anna!
Uh-oh. The ship's with communications out, there's no... Strange. Why is that dangerous? don't see what that'll do. Darwin, I need to talk to Thomas right now.
No, don't touch that. It took weeks to... Leave me alone.
Thomas?
Anna, I'm here.
My father sank a ship with everyone on board. I'm afraid the Risk Atlas drove him mad, just like Edgar.
Don't despair, Anna. Perhaps it's not too late to save your father. I think I've worked out a way to travel back to your time. But you will need to make a new mesa for Darwin using...
Where do I find Tantalite?
Like the Queen's Castle, the King's Bishop 8. Quickly, before the storm passes. We have to use its energy with the crystals.
How can Darwin bring you here? Aren't you trapped in the future? In an asylum?
Tantalite crystals have extraordinary properties. In their pure form, I couldn't control their power. That's why I hid them from Edgar. But Darwin's topaz crystal will limit the danger.
How do I make a mesa?
Remove Darwin's mesa and break it.
Huh?
Make him a better one. Mix Darwin's topaz crystals with tantalite. Then put this mixture in a new mesa tube and plug it back in him. This should amplify his power by a factor of several hundred without emitting harmful levels of gamma radiation.
Can Darwin take that kind of power?
It is a risk.
How big a risk?
You would need Edgar's atlas to say for certain, but not all risks are to be avoided, Anna. Some risks need to be taken. If you want me there. Your father, this is one risk you'll have to take.
Okay, I'll make a new mesa for Darwin.
And I shall prepare for travel.
Meet back here. Did you get all that?
Remove Darwin's maser. Mix crystals with tantalite. Insert new maser.
Let's go down to the workshop. I see a purple velvet box with various crystals inside and an empty mesa. Maybe it'll work without your crystal, Darwin. He had such a funny way of walking. Freakishly long legs. That's his old mesa. I need to mix tantalite crystals with his, then make a new mesa. That should do it.
Ana Eberlin, I presume.
If my father has gone the same way as Edgar, it's too late to help him.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. He's done all of this to establish some kind of relationship with you.
It doesn't feel like that.
If there is any emotional connection with his past remaining, it will be with you. Use this to your advantage.
Maybe I shouldn't waste my time with him. I did fine without him all these years.
Hear him out, and then decide.
What do we do when we find him?
Our only chance is to convince your father to remove his risk atlas.
What good will that do?
The risk atlas gives you certainty. If his risk atlas is as powerful as I suspect, he can see everything we do well in advance. But we want him to be uncertain, to start thinking like a human being again.
I need to make him uncertain? Isn't being certain a good thing?
Not always. If every consequence were known in advance, there would be no such thing as risk. But without risk, some crucial part of our humanity is lost. We would all become like my automatons.
Darwin was more than an automaton.
I should not have phrased it like that. You've been through a lot together, haven't you?
Why does using the risk atlas seem so risky? Didn't you invent it to eliminate risk?
I designed the risk atlas to see risk, not to eliminate it. What I didn't understand was that in the long run, avoiding all risk is in itself a risk. Perhaps the greatest risk of all.
Is my father using the risk atlas to direct his own fate? He used the phrase, compass any future to an absolute certainty.
This goes back to Edgar. He felt that I blamed him for Elsie's death, and he was angry with me, so he used the risk atlas selfishly to spite me. Before I could perfect the risk atlas, Edgar began to experiment with it in secret. It began with gambling, but he soon realized that if he could anticipate the future, he could change the future too.
Why would Edgar be so angry with you?
Perhaps he was right to be. After we lost Elsie, I fear I rejected him. I became obsessed with my experiments.
Up until now, I never realized how lucky people are to let the past stay in the past.
That sounds like something Elsie would have said.
Couldn't we go back in time and save Elsie?
I tried once. Edgar stopped me.
Edgar? Why would he do that?
Every change has consequences. Edgar must have seen something he didn't like. You, perhaps.
Me?
It's very possible that if Elsie doesn't fall off that glacier, you will never exist.
Okay, I think I'm starting to understand what you mean by consequences. Will Darwin be okay?
I'm sorry, Anna. It was a risk we had to take.
Did I make the mesa wrong? Is this my fault?
No, Anna. Darwin was simply not built for this.
It's a shame. I'm going to miss Darwin.
Yes, but it's the risk you took. Now, you have me.
He was a friend. I don't have many.
Yes, it is most unfortunate. He was my friend as well.
If we survive this night, show me how Darwin works.
It would be my delight to teach you.
Are you really here?
Yes. I believe so.
I've seen your painting for years, but I must be a surprise to you.
You certainly have the mind of an Eberlin. Although I am a bit startled by your clothes.
Yeah, we discovered that bustles and corsets tend to get in the way of lab work.
No, I'd forgotten about jeans. They went out of style in the 2020s.
How did you come through time?
My topaz crystal. It was tuned to Darwin's mesa. Luckily, they mistook it for jewelry at the asylum.
Okay, what do we do next?
You wait here. I need a moment to cobble together a second risk atlas. I can use the mesa from Darwin. I'll need to concentrate by myself. Under no circumstances should you go anywhere until I'm finished.
Oh, bye. There's a note on the book from Father.
Anna, Thomas won't help you now. You're only putting a broken old man in harm's way. This has always been between us. Our future together is in this book. If you're up for the adventure, all you need to do is open it.
Really should see this, Ana. 3 years ago, this was nothing but swampland. And now, look at it. Can you imagine all of the human toil that could have been spared? If only they had known.
Known what?
That it was going to be destroyed by an airship crashing into George Ferris's wheel on the second day of the fair.
Father, can't we leave all this death and destruction behind once and for all? It scares me.
Leave? Just leave tens of thousands of innocents to burn down there?
Take off the mask, please. You've worn those glasses your whole life. Just for once, let your daughter look into your eyes. You probably wouldn't like it. Why?
Because you'd see too much of yourself.
Tell me, does your risk atlas show who loves you and who hates you?
Always, Ana. It's riskier to love than it is to hate.
Doesn't that mean that people need risk?
Nonsense. People don't need risk any more than they need famine or pestilence.
Without risk, wouldn't we be just like machines?
You'd be right, Ana. Except for one important detail. My risk atlas doesn't compel me to avoid risk. It merely affords me the possibility of avoiding it.
I'm not sure I really understand what you're saying.
I've made some improvements on the original risk atlas. 3 mazers in parallel. It means I can avert the smallest risk. Even the risk of aging can be predicted and avoided. I'm immortal, but I'm willing to die if you decide that I pose a threat that must be prevented.
But how can you die if you're immortal?
Very simply, my dear. Pull this lever and you lock the rudder in its present course. The airship will crash directly into the Ferris wheel. I will die willingly, but thousands of innocent people won't have that choice.
But I don't want you or anyone else to die. I just want you to come back home for me, your daughter.
Steer the ship away, and the disaster is averted. But I will keep on time walking, only with you, my daughter, as my protege.
So that's the bargain? I get to save the people below?
And I get a daughter to walk through time with me.
You'd never go through with it, not while I'm on board.
This is about what you will do. Are you willing to take the biggest risk of your life?
I don't believe you. You're bluffing.
Understand this. Once that lever is pulled, it cannot be pushed back.
So far, you've undone every move I've made.
I will accept this fate, Ana, provided that you accept that you are the sole author of it.
If I become a time walker like you, where would we live?
On the mountains of Mars, or the palace of Maharaja. Wherever we want.
Mars doesn't have air.
Not in this epoch.
That sounds more frightening than fun.
Of course you're frightened, but my risk atlas changes everything. All fear and doubt will become distant memories. No accident will befall you, because you will be the architect of everything that happens. It's not playing God. It's becoming the angel of your own destiny.
That sounds better. Wouldn't I give up on any chance of living a normal life?
Think about it, Ana. I'm offering you a life of absolute certainty. Want to stroll the decks of the Titanic moments before it becomes the stuff of legends? Want to witness the glory of Pompeii before it is lost to lava and ash? We can do it. We can do it, Ana. Because with my risk atlas, no harm can come to us.
You make it seem like the safest choice.
It is. All you need to do is decide to turn the airship.
First, I need to decide if I should trust you. You said your risk atlas. Would I ever get my own risk atlas?
Yes, of course. That's what this has been all about. What's it to be, my angel? Will you choose a life without risk?
I would like to see what the world looks like through your eyes. Oh my goodness, Father, these are miraculous. I can see...
Everything.
Everything, yes! The World Fair is on fire.
You see, Ana, nothing is the same. Ana, give me your atlas.
Don't worry, I'll guide you. There's a loose bolt in that steel thing over there, and don't put any weight on those cables. They're completely rusted out.
What is it, Ana? What do you see?
Stay over there, Father. Don't come any closer. Thomas!
Ana, I came the very instant I realized you had gone. But why didn't you wait for me?
You think I didn't see you coming, old man?
Edgar? Can it be? But how?
Can someone please tell me what is happening here?
I'm so sorry, Ana. I had no idea. This man is my son Edgar. He is not your father.
Is that true?
Listen to me, Ana. After your father disappeared, I watched over you. And I've come to love you as a father loves a daughter.
Watched over me? You've been haunting us like a ghost.
You wouldn't have understood before. You weren't ready.
Is this your idea of being a father? Putting Ana in danger at every turn?
She had to learn.
Learn what? To cheat destiny? To live life without a single surprise?
I don't understand, Edgar. Did you think I would never find out who you really were?
I hoped it wouldn't matter. I've been so alone, Ana. So terrifyingly alone. I've waited 150 years for someone like me.
I'm nothing like you.
Ana, whatever you do, don't give Edgar that risk atlas. This must end.
Come away with me, Ana. Right now. Remember all the things we said we would do together? Just bring the atlas to me.
Do that, Ana, and you condemn the two of you to an endless, joyless life in the shadows.
You were right, Edgar. I can see who loves me, just as you said. What's wrong? Are you sick?
Can't function without the risk atlas, Ana. He is no longer capable of judging anything for himself.
I'm sorry, Edgar. It has to be this way.
No, no, no!
Hang on, Edgar.
We're coming! This is as close as I can get. You'll have to reach for it.
I know what you saw on the risk atlas. My fate.
Never mind what I saw. I'm not going to let you fall.
It's It's no good, Anna. I won't risk you suffering as I have.